A wellness check leads to a standoff in Rayville. Good evening to you. I'm Jennifer Andrews. Richland Parish deputies say they were notified by the grandmother of a non-custodial parent about a possible kidnapping of her 4-year-old grandchild. Deputies went to South Circle Drive in Rayville, where they say Cedric Lawson Jr. was holding the child at knife point. Deputies say they began negotiating with Lawson, who eventually gave the knife to deputies. Lawson was arrested shortly after, and the child was returned to family members.
Started drawing guns on the person driving and him and the baby.
And it just escalated the situation.
It escalated the situation.
Because he thought he was in harm.
Talking to people nasty, crazy.
Pushing
on women, telling them we got to get back, which we had already gave them their space.
Lawson is charged with aggravated kidnapping, 4 counts of aggravated assault, and 6 counts of resisting an officer. We reached out to the Richland Parish Sheriff's Office but have not heard back.